have no authority to speak on this, and it would probably be wise if I didn't.
And that's where you should have stopped talking. But Harry Sisson is under a lot of controversy this week. And no, it's not just because he has a roster. And I want to talk about it because I have a lot of opinions on the debate boys, but as someone who works in political marketing, specifically on the left and in the same circles as all of these boys, I have very much so kept my head down, but I have thoughts. Because whilst I've never met any of these particular men in real life, I have been recently getting to meet and interact with all of mine and your favorite, activist, influencer, and celebrities. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your favorite male, left-leaning feminist, activist, influencer, and or celebrity is still a man, and they are a man first before they are any of those other things. And when they tell you don't meet your heroes, at least don't make your hero a man. Because the repeated disappointment I've experienced upon meeting so many of these men that even I deemed as safe has been crazy. So let's dive in. First, if you don't know who Harry Sisson is, he is about 22 years old, and he is a very large news creator on the left for the Dems right now. A lot of his recent popularity comes from this friend group they formed that I refer to as the Frat Pack or the Debate Boys. And this will come into play. It consists of Harry, Chris, Parker, and Dean. And they're popular, of course, for being very well-trained debaters. And the reason I've always called them the Frat Pack is because as someone who was in Greek life for a period of time and was surrounded by men like this, Harry and Chris especially give me the vibe of that frat boy you meet who's like, yeah, no, I'm all for feminism and women's rights. But at the end of the day, he's still in the frat participating in all of the activities. The toxic bro culture was very much so still prevalent. So the first of the 3 scandals to drop this week was when he soft launched the girl he's seen. A bunch of women came forward and said that he has a huge roster of women. And whilst the evidence these women provided made it very clear that he was not looking for anything serious with any of them and did not want to be exclusive, but he also very clearly lied to some of them and told them that he wasn't talking to a bunch of other girls. Which I'm sad to say is not shocking to me because that is a frat boy thing to do. But obviously many people are upset because it is quite hypocritical of him. The second big controversy started when this creator incorrectly tweeted out that Harry had pruned a Schmeiner, in which I have to assume they were incorrectly citing this video from this creator here, which she made a video providing a bunch of evidence, which I won't lie, I either really struggled to read it or straight up couldn't read at all, alleging that Harry had an internship or was working with a man who was talking to a Schmeiner and alleging that Harry knew all of this and was trying to cover it up for him. To be clear, if that's true, that is horrific, but I couldn't really decipher much from even the stuff that I could read. She also gave more instances of Harry being kind of a tool and prefaced by saying that she had known him for quite some time. So that's a whole other situation, but there are some consistencies throughout all of these stories. But a red flag that did tip me off to maybe this or something else being way deeper is the fact that both Parker and Dean unfollowed Harry. And then Dean saying on his live that we are not friends. Because the one thing I know about frat culture is there has to be quite the turmoil behind the scenes to split the house. Funny enough, Dean's response being very quick, well PR trained, and professional does not shock me. He's the one guy in that group from what I've seen and what I've heard from my coworkers, absolutely wonderful, very respectful, very professional. Obviously, I don't know a lot about him, but he's the one that I follow, and I've never heard anything bad about him. But maybe the breakup's as simple as Harry and Chris going live and using the old boys will be boys excuse. Yeah, it's not a very good look for Harry right now, so he needs to get his team together to come up with quite the epic response to explain everything that's happening.